Hello and welcome to the series of videos about SDF. In this video, we will see how we can inject dependencies using the @dependency annotation. As we saw in the previous video, there are three dependencies at the moment. That is the object store for iStore, then the UUID generator for ID generator, and the demo record service, which again depends on generator for store. This is for demo service. To use SDF, we need to add the SDF dependency first in the Pom.xml. Since I am using Maven as a build tool, it can be added for other build tools as well. At the time of this video recording, the latest is 2.0.1, so I am using the same as you can see here, the dependency, right? Once we have added the dependency, we should be able to use the SDF features. To resolve a class as a dependency, we need to mark the class with @dependency annotation. So let's quickly add the annotation to all the dependency classes. We'll start with the object store. So in the class, we have to give this @dependency. That's it. So we'll add it in UUID generator, and then we will add in the demo record service. Right now, once we have added all these annotations, next we have to tell the SDF about the packages where it should scan to identify the dependencies. Let's start writing this. So we don't need the initialization. As I said, it will be done by the dependency framework itself. So we have this dependency resolver config dot builder dot, we have to give the base packages, right, where it will scan for the dependencies. So if you can see here, the base packages demo.sdf, all this comes under demo.sdf. So I'll write that demo.sdf. You can also provide multiple string values here. The packages, as you can see, it takes a var arg, right, of string. After this build, so this will build a dependency resolver config. Let's say configure, name it, and then I have to configure it, right, to the dependency resolver factory. So I'll write it configure default resolver. We can configure other resolver with context as well, but we will look at that at the later stage. So for now, I'm going to configure the default resolver with this config, right? So this two lines has to be done in the main or the entry point of an application. So I'm going to rename it or move it to a method called init, right, just for some readability. So once we have this, next I need to get the resolver. How do I get it? I have to call dependency resolver factory dot default resolver, right? So I get this resolver. Once we get the resolver, we can now start getting the dependencies that we have mentioned in our application using this resolver class. So as we can see here, we need the service dependency, right? So I'm going to write resolver dot resolve, and I'm going to pass demo service dot class. So it should give me a demo service dependency. Just quickly under the hood how it is working. So as we have seen earlier, demo service implementation, that is demo record service, needs two things: ID generator and iStore. And we have also marked ID generator and iStore implementations with the dependency annotation. So here when we say I need a demo service dependency, it will find that okay, demo service, the implementation is demo record service, but that is again dependent on other classes. So it will first instantiate those dependencies, pass them in this constructor, and instantiate demo record service, right? So with this, we are all set. We haven't done any hard-coded initialization of any of the dependencies. We have initialized the configuration Then we have got the resolver, and then with the resolver resolved the demo service, right? And with the service we are doing the same thing, right? So let's start this and see if it is working as expected. Cool. In the log, if you see, it gives few insight like how many dependencies is it's loaded. There is no circular dependencies, all those things. If it finds any, it will give the error straight away. So after that, as we can see, it did the same thing, creating the book record. Then book record is created with this ID, fetching the book with this ID, and we got the book, right? And here inside the files, we should have something start with 669, which is this one. Okay, so we have seen a very basic use case using dependency annotation, how we can resolve dependencies. We will see the other features and more complicated use cases as we go along in the next series of videos. Till then, happy coding and happy learning.